Hello everybody, how you doing? You alright? Good afternoon, welcome along. Today is Sunday, it's the 5th of December 2021. I'm going to be a couple of minutes late starting today. I just sat there looking at a portable heater I can go and get, try and get a bit of extra warmth into the house because it's gone really cold. And the clock on my iPad says one time, and I just glanced over my shoulder and saw the clock on the mantelpiece and it's 12 o'clock. So hey, sorry about that folks, I am here. I'm going to wait for a few minutes. We're going to have a little bit of a late start to our noonday snack. Give people a chance to come on board. Good afternoon, welcome along. Clock watching, not my forte this morning. Thank you, Dawn. Trees done. Outside decorations this afternoon. I've just had to go and do just some shopping and I'm warming up again now. Thought it's not worth going out and get cold again before I have to come back in and do my snack. So I'm warming up a little bit and then I'm going out. Right. Good afternoon. Welcome along. Today is Sunday. It's the 5th of December 2021. And I've just discovered I've got a couple of clocks that don't match up time-wise. I'm sat there thinking, oh, it's 5:02. Let me get myself ready, let myself go in. Glanced over my shoulder. What, that clock? This is 12 o'clock. Looked at my phone. It's 12 o'clock. So I need to sort the phone out. Need to sort the time out on my iPad, don't I? I thought it was network picked up as well, so it should be the same. But hey, you learn these things as we go along, don't we? Good to see you all. So Adele Bryce, good morning to you, good afternoon to you. Christine Perry is in, Carol Kent is in. Margaret, good morning, good afternoon to you. Cold and cloudy in Chesterfield. It's cold and windy here in Coventry. Horrible. Margaret Wood, good morning to you. Cold and cloudy where you are. I've just done that one, haven't I? Yeah, cold and cloudy where you are. Margaret Hamilton, that's the one I was looking for. I have been on Facebook, Dave Hunt. Here you are. Sorry, yes, I've got two clocks that say different times, and I looked at the one that says an earlier time, and I only just realised that I had two clocks that said different times with that. Caroline Galloway, good morning to you. Happy Sunday snacking. Christine Perry finding me today. It was a little bit of a job, but yes, I'm here. I am here. Dawn Skelton's finishing off the coffee walnut cake. Oh my goodness. Oh, coffee walnut sweets and made the peppermint creams, but yet to dip in dark chocolate. Oh, good grief, Dawn. They sound amazing. Vivian Dixon, good morning, good afternoon to you. Done some tidying up this morning. Rita, good morning to you, in from Brennan. George, good morning to you. Very sunny here, I know. I saw you put a comment about the fact there's a big orange thing in the sky, and I did say to you, be careful, I don't know what that is. I've not seen anything like that for a long, long time, so be very careful. Stay away from it, George. Right, should we get ourselves ready to go? Alright, so let's lose the comments off the bottom of the screen, shall we? 3, 2, 1 for you. Good morning, good afternoon. You're with Dave Montgomery from Later Life Training. Today is Sunday. It's the 5th of December 2021, and this is our noonday snack. Second opportunity to start adding those additional minutes into your day. Now, I'm not going to be short, so surprisingly enough. I'm not going to go on top because I got dressed this morning, I'm warm and I'm staying warm. I'm not going to take anything off. It's so cold here that I can't wait till the boiler is fixed on Thursday. Okay, so in our standing position, if we're going to do this in standing, let's make sure we've got some good, clear space around us. Nothing that's going to cause us any issues. Now, I've just moved my camera across a little bit, so I need to give myself some space, don't I? Fire a blaring. I remember Apostolis asking me if we ever used the fire, and I sort of said, well, yeah, we do. It's mainly for show sort of thing, but when we do, we use it. It's been on all morning. It's lovely in this room. Right, let's get ourselves ready to go then, shall we? So if you're in standing, make sure you've got plenty of clear space. If you're in seated, you've got a good sturdy chair that you can utilise. Nothing on the floor that can cause me any issues. Sensible, comfortable footwear on. Make sure we've got some fixed external support as well. So I've got my fixed external support available here. Standing wise, our posture, heels are in line with our knees are in line with our hips, and we're lifting and lengthening out from our hips. Go a little bit taller, grow those extra couple of inches. Pop them on your passport, make it official. Shoulders back and down. Lifted, opening this chest, getting the rib cage as big as we can. Now in our seated position, we do all that alignment, but the first thing we need to do is bring ourselves away from the back of the chair. So sitting into the chair, we lift the back away from the chair, so we're now sitting tall, we're supporting the upper body. It's a lift and a shift to hip walk ourselves into the front third of the chair. Once we're sat here, we line everything up as I say, shoulders come up, back and down, and we start with our circulation boosting. Lifting the heels off the floor, starting to get that movement happening into the lower body. As always, we start with small movements and we make them bigger. So from here we can take it into a march, lifting the foot clear of the floor. That gives us the opportunity to get some movement into those ankles. So pointing the toes down towards the floor. Let's pop an arm in as well, driving that elbow backwards, making sure we've got some sort of bend here. It doesn't have to be exact, but what we don't want is for the arm just to swing forward and backwards uncontrolled. Pop the hand away, put the other arm in. Now, in seated, if we're getting tied into our hip flexors, options back into that heel raise, toe tap diagonally forward. In standing, we've changed hands to the other side. Now, if we're using support, we need to think about that change. So if we've got support in front of us, hand comes down, other hand comes off, and away we go. If our support is to the side, it's a slow down here, a smaller movement. Lose the arm, start to turn, taking as many steps as you need into your support, changing to the other side. Once you've changed to the other side, we can bring that march back in and bring those heels back in, marching, and bring the arm back in. Finally, seated, standing. If we feel steady, if we're stable, we're ready, we're coordinated, we're willing, we're able, all those sorts of things, then both arms, both legs together, why not? Let's really get that body moving. Warming muscles, loosening joints, getting ourselves ready for the snack ahead. 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 max is what we're looking at. Make this a smaller movement, bring it down into a pause, at which point we should feel as though we want to take a couple of deep breaths. Okay, let's move into our snack then. So our first movement we're going to do is about coming down towards the floor. Picking something up off the floor, getting down to actually pick something out. Might be reaching into a lower cupboard, might be reaching to pick something off a lower shelf in a supermarket. With the support by the side, what we're going to do is take a step forward. Heel comes down, toe comes down, so no flat-footedness, not just placing that foot down. Heel, toe. Yeah, heel comes down, toe comes down. We bend the front knee, I bend the back knee and come forward. You see that we just hinge from our hip. So it's this hinge movement from our hip, coming down towards the floor, pushing back up, stepping back in, toe and heel. So the whole movement is a heel, toe, a step forward. We lower by bending that back knee, and the front knee is going to bend as well as we hinge through our hip to come back up, toe, heel. In seated, we can do that same movement. Sitting in the front third of the chair, our working position. Heel toe movement there, this hinge from the hip, and reach down towards the floor. Now what you try and do is keep those shoulders square. So as we come down, we're looking at a nice reach forward. We're looking at the flexibility as far as our hamstring is concerned as well. And we're reaching down to actually pick something up. Do a few on one side, and then in standing, turn to the other side to change that your support is on the other side. In seated, you can just lift, reposition your legs, and away we go again. Now in seated, what we can also do is we've got this hand onto our supporting knee. Now in standing, if you feel you don't need support, then again, movement is exactly similar. The movement is similar to, can't be exactly similar, can it? The movement is similar to what is in seated. So we can step forward, heel toe. We can start to reach forward and we can come down with that movement there. What you're going to do though is you're going to change your hand over to the other side. In standing, we've got our support here and we're reaching with this hand. In seated, we're going to take the same hand and the same leg forward, same as, in standing without support, we're going to take the same leg, so we can use this back leg. Reason being, we don't want to put weight on this front leg. We don't want to put undue pressure on that knee. We've got the leg almost straight. We've just got a small bend in there. Stepping back in. In seated, same as in standing with balance, you can use opposite hand to opposite leg because you've got that knee bent, so you can still reach forward and in. It's just about avoiding putting pressure onto our front leg. Do a few on one side again, and you change to the other side. I want you to do a few on the other side. That's something you might want to practice a little bit later on. Okay, let's get a forward and backward motion, but without any rock and roll, if that makes sense. So move forward back, but no rock, no roll. All right, so we've done toe stands loads of times before, and we've done heel lifts loads of times before, yeah? But we focus on them individually. The toe stand is a straight up, straight down motion. The heel stand is just bringing those toes off the floor. We don't allow our bum to stick out. So let's try and bring the two together and control that movement. And you might need to use your support. But what we want to try and avoid is this rocking motion. So we don't want any of this happening. All right? So it's about controlling, and this is about building some strength into your calf muscles and into the front of your legs as well. So lifting tall there, lowering down with control, and then lifting those toes off the floor without coming backwards. And you might need, but I can't do it in these shoes. I'm not in my trainers. I haven't got enough flexibility in my shoe. They're new shoes as well, to bring my toes up without holding on. So we've got that lift, that lower, that lift of the toes. Now in seated we can do exactly the same again. The side of my leg's getting really hot stood there. We're stood here like this, sat here like this, sitting tall, lifting onto our toes. We can come down and we can start to lift those toes off the floor. Depending on where we put our feet is how effective this is going to be on the heel lift, so how far we can get. So you might want to just bring your heels slightly in front of your knees. From there we can still lift up onto those toes. We can come back down and we can get a decent lift onto our heels as well. Now to add into this, we can hinge forward a little bit, so we start to feel the weight coming forward through those legs, and we start to feel those legs really starting to engage. Okay, so if I'm sat here, I can feel the engagement into the legs, so I can feel the muscles starting to work. But if I lean forward slightly, I start to put a bit more weight down through there. What we can also do to challenge ourselves balance-wise is to take a diagonal reach forward. And we might want to change it every time. So when we're up on our toes, we're going one way, and on our heels, the different way. Changing it around as you go. So just getting used to being onto those. Now what I'm trying to think about here is there might be times, especially as we're coming through into the winter, where we find we have to step over something, and we want to feel balanced and safe onto our toes. We might have to take a pause to stop, to prevent ourselves from going onto some black ice or something, or an icy patch. We might want to just be able to feel safe coming back on that heel for a second before we step back. Right, likewise, let's have a look at a one-legged stand. So in our standing position, again, we're going to bring ourselves into a one-leg stand now. As far as our progress check is concerned, we do this movement. The supporting leg, the knee is soft. We keep the weight lined up down through there. The foot is flat on the floor, weight even across the ball and the heel of the foot. Lift this other foot off the floor and utilise your support if you need it. Once you feel comfortable with that, what I want you to do is bring that knee up. Just hold it there for a moment and then bring it back down and release. In our seated position, we can practice this movement again and just challenge ourselves a little bit more. Rather than just bringing the foot up off the floor, we're not going to be able to bring it too far because of our hip flexor. So let's bring this other foot up onto our toes, reach, and then let's reach out in the opposite, reach out in that direction, the same as the leg is. So again, we start to feel that the weight is going that way. Release and release. And possibly not too long as far as this is concerned in a seated position. It's a big movement to actually lift that foot off the floor there. Using our support as well. And if we're not using our support, then again, knee stays soft, we stay balanced, we lift that knee up and we hold it there for a brief moment. Again, keeping that knee soft on that other leg so that we can feel the movement through there. Now, it's not a huge movement, so you're not going to hold it up for 30 seconds. You're holding it up for up to 5 seconds sort of thing, yeah? But again, this motion, if we're having to step over something, then we're in that position for a short while. I know we're going to do that when we step over it. But if we can feel balanced in this position, then we're going to feel more secure as we take that stepping motion. So if we feel safe here, as we take that stepping motion that we would do in real life, we're going to feel safer on our one leg. And we're going to build that strength within that one leg. And that bit of muscle memory of what this feels like to be standing on one leg as well. Few on one side, few on the other. And then our last movement is stepping out to the side. So a lot about how we place our feet and how we step today. So it's standing tall, stepping out to the side, toe and heel down. Let's bring ourselves across into this position here. So let me just reposition my chair, give myself a little bit more room. So from here, I lift the foot out, I take the toes down, the heel comes down, and I shift the weight across to this other side. Have a look at this leg. Can you see how it's in line with my shoe? So I'm not allowing my knee to come further forward than my toes, but more importantly, I'm not allowing that leg to go out past the shoe line. I'm stepping back in. Now for me, I need to take a bit of a step across this way to be able to do it the other way. But again, it's that heel toe or toe heel coming out, and then as we're stepping back in again, it's that toe heel. Remember, whenever we take any steps like this or any movements like this, it's heel toe forward, it's toe heel when we go out to the side, and it's toe heel when we go out to the back. So again, this is just getting used to that movement that we might find ourselves in, possibly losing our balance a little bit, being able to sort ourselves. So perhaps hitting a little bit of ice or something, having to make a sideways movement and feeling safe and secure in that position. Stepping across this way so I can do it the other way, and away we go. Now it's seated. We can do a similar movement as well. So in that seated position, we've got our foot out to the side, and we're going to bring the weight across onto that side. Lifting the one buttock off the chair, so coming back into the centre, taking you out to the side, toe heel, shifting that weight across, going back in, toe heel as we step back in. And as we step back in, we bring the legs in line with our hips. So we're lining everything back up again. There we go. That is your lunchtime snack for this Sunday, the 5th of December 2021. I'll be back with you tomorrow at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so I will see you at 8 a.m. in the morning. I should be on 4 p.m. next week, but there's a number that I can't do, as you know, as far as work is concerned. But I'll be with you at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then I'll see you at 4 p.m. during the week as well. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody. Make sure you keep mobility on your radar. Make sure you stay active. Make sure you keep crowbarring in those additional activities and practice those foot placements. As we head into this time of the year, possibility of slippier floors, snow and things like that, we want to make sure we feel safe, even if it's just stepping out of the front door to get something off the step, or stepping into the garden to put some rubbish in the bin. Let's make sure we feel safe. Let's make sure we feel steady, and we're able to go about our everyday life. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and I will see you real soon. Ta-da.